Hello everyone, welcome to History 102 Modern Europe. My name is Andrea Severson Lopez and I'll be your instructor for this semester. I got my start right here at New Mexico State University. I got my bachelor's in anthropology here, and then I also got my master's at New Mexico State in history. Right now I'm at UTEP currently trying to get my PhD. So as far as my field of study, I look mostly at gender and material culture. So for those of you who don't know, there are many different types of historical study, and one of those fields is gender. So that's mostly what I look at in combination with material culture. As I mentioned, I have an anthropology background. What anthropologists do is they look at artifacts, they look at the material culture. So material culture, what that is anything that you have around you. So right now, wherever you are, look around the room, look at the things that are in the room. All of that is material culture. What we're wearing, the cars that we drive, the architecture, the way our houses are designed, the furniture in our houses, the types of things we like to do for fun, all of those things are material culture. And if some alien species were to come back and study our society and they didn't know how to read or writing and all they had were artifacts, that would be how they would piece together how we lived our lives. They would look at the things we used and try and figure out how we use them and what that meant for our society. Now, I'm going to try and bring as much of that into this class as possible. It's going to be a little hard because, especially with this being a fully online class, we're going to have to follow the textbook. But if you guys want to know anything extra about something, please let me know and I'll try and add it into the lesson. For this class, obviously we have to study mostly the political history of the United States because that's, typically what we do in these survey classes. The point of them is to give you a broad introduction to history so you can decide on what particular part of history you're most interested in, so you can focus on that more later. And actually, you should be thinking about that throughout the class, because we do have a final paper in this class where you get to choose a topic that you are interested in that you can write about. So as we're going through, think about what interests you, what captures your imagination, and at the end, you're going to be able to study that specifically and write a paper about it. So one thing I really want to tell all of you is that history can actually mean a lot of things. You all probably have a specific set definition of what history is based on other classes you've taken. Some of you might have come directly from high school, some might be from other history classes, and you may love or you may hate history. But history is more than just reading the textbook and spitting out a bunch of answers. History is not a string of names, dates, and facts. That's not how it works. We can all use the same facts and come up with a different interpretation of them. That's why history is a continually evolving, living, breathing discipline. It's really the interpretation of history that makes history what it is. It's a fact that Caesar crossed the Rubicon. It's also a fact that you woke up this morning. One of them is recorded in history books, and one of them may or may not be, depending on what you do today, I suppose. When Caesar crossed the Rubicon, the reason that that's in history books is not because of the simple act that he crossed a river, because people do that every day. It's what that act meant. It's what the outcome of that act was. And so it's really the meaning behind history that's important and not the thing itself. Now, when you think about your own history, if you put together a family photo album, you're doing history. If you listen to your grandparents tell stories, you're doing history. That's all history. That's personal history, family history, stuff that's important to you. And is every bit as important as everything that's in a textbook. It may not be recorded in textbooks, but that doesn't make it less history or less important. In fact, to you, it might in fact be more important. History can be done in so many ways outside of just learning about it in class and learning about it from a textbook. So I guarantee you, all of you have done some history-like activity that you've enjoyed. And so we're going to try and bring that into this class as much as possible. I encourage you to look at those things and try and be open-minded about this class and try and think about what particular sections of this class seem the most interesting to you, where you can make some type of personal connection to the history. I really look forward to this semester. I hope that you all enjoy it. We're going to try and have some fun and try and make history something that's personal to you, something that's exciting, and hopefully something that you're going to want to study more of in the future.